Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if it's your first time here, my name is Sophia and today's video is actually going to be a Fidm experience video. I recently just finished my last quarter at Fidm, so I wanted to film a video talking about my overall experience, and I guess if you're interested in going into Fidm, this would be a good video to watch. So if you guys are curious how it is to be a Fidm student, then keep on watching. Alright, so I guess the first thing, so my experience is a little bit different just because when I started Fidm, I already had a 1-year-old. I'm a mom, for those of you that don't know, and I am 20, well, okay, when I started I was 22, turning 23. But anyway, so I started summer of 2018, and quarters, okay, so Fidm actually goes by a quarter system rather than a semester system, and each quarter takes 10 weeks to do, so it goes by really fast. For me personally, I prefer a quarter system rather than a semester system. Before going to Fidm, I went to a community college here where I live, and that was a semester system. It just felt like it was taking forever, so I got really discouraged doing that. When I decided that I wanted to go to Fidm, for me and my story, after having Bella, I didn't really think that it was like an option to go back to school. So when I decided to actually like follow my dream, because I've been wanting to go to Fidm since I was like in high school, so when I decided to go to Fidm and actually enroll and start that process, it took about, I want to say, like 2 to 3 months just to complete that process. How it is like to apply to Fidm, so basically you have like an entrance project that you have to work on. It's different depending on your major, and I think mine actually was that I just came up with a new like cosmetic line, and you had to kind of like create like your business strategy and like business concept. You know, you're assigned your I guess it's called an admissions advisor if I'm not mistaken. So the process to get accepted was pretty easy for the most part. They just asked for basic things like my transcripts from the college that I went to prior. What else? They already had my high school transcripts and my grades and all that, so it was pretty easy. And I decided to start July of 2018. So in case I haven't mentioned it already, my major was actually beauty marketing and product development. It used to be beauty marketing, like merch marketing, but they changed it to marketing and product development. So I started July of 2018 and I just finished March of 2020. So long story short, currently we're going through the pandemic of the coronavirus, in case you guys aren't aware, but the final week of school actually was all in-person classes were canceled, so we had to do the very final week of school through like video conference calls to do presentations and things like that. So it's been kind of like crazy. I just really hope that I can still, or that my class can still participate in Fidm's graduation at the Staples Center, because that's something I've been looking forward to since, I started Fidm. So yeah, that's that. But I guess now I'll go into like my experience, and because everyone always asks me, is Fidm worth it? You know, Fidm is a super expensive, pricey school, so like for me personally, my main concern was if I'm getting my money's worth, if it's worth it. So we'll go into that. Alright, so just to break it down, at Fidm, the very first year for all majors actually is just your general ed. So it's the first year's general ed, and you take classes that you would take at really any college. So there's like math classes, there's public speaking, There's English, history, there's like a color design theory class, like Excel, intro to marketing, trend forecasting, things like that. So the first year honestly was a little bit discouraging. I mean, I wouldn't say discouraging, but when I started Fidm, I was excited to start the beauty classes and get like that experience, right? But I knew that going in, my first year was going to be all general ed, which if you can transfer some of those classes over from a community college, it would honestly probably be ideal if that's an option for you. I know a lot of people did that, so it's a way to save money. For me, I think my only class that transferred in was my English class. But yeah, basically first year is all general education classes. And then the start of my second year was when I started doing like my beauty classes. All right, so to get like an idea of what kind of classes I took for the beauty program, so I did brand imaging, fundamentals of cosmetics, fundamentals of fragrance, body and hair care. Right now I just finished global business, ethics in the beauty industry, promotion and presentation, packaging, classes like that. So my second year was honestly like so much fun. Not in the sense that it's like easy, because everyone kind of has like this misconception that Fidm's like an easy school or anyone can get into Fidm. And it's definitely not the case. For me, and I'm sure for everyone that goes to Fidm, it's something that you're really passionate about, and like you have this creativity that you want to kind of like experiment with and see like where that can take you in your career field. So I had honestly like the greatest time my second year. Not only that, but I feel like for whoever is interested in going to Fidm, if you're 100% passionate about the major that you're going into, whether it be beauty, fashion, I don't know, like social media, I think that it's definitely worth it. I think that if you're going to Fidm, or if you're thinking about going to Fidm, I think that you just have to be sure that that's something that you're really passionate about, because it's really expensive to go there, first of all, and you have to be really dedicated. For the classes, like I said, it's for 10 weeks each quarter. So you're only going there you're going to class only 10 times, because each class is just going to be once a week, and classes are going to be 3 hours long. And sometimes we actually had a Saturday class that was for only 6 weeks, so half the quarter, and that class was 6 hours long. So it's definitely a pretty long class time, but all the classes, like, they generally take that long to be in class and to actually learn, because it's so much information that you're learning. Something else is that a lot of your instructors, regardless of what major you're interested in, are already working in the industry that you want to work for, and they're extremely knowledgeable. So like that's something that I really enjoyed from Fidm. A lot of the instructors are just, you know, like they work in that industry, and they have really great advice and like feedback if you're looking for internships or things like that. They also teach you things that you would not like learn anywhere else. So like, let's say if you were wanting to be in the same field but you decide to go to like, I don't know, like UCLA or something like that, you would never get the same information that you get at Fidm, just because a lot of the instructors are in the industry. They know what they're talking about. They live it in like real time basically. So something else that I wanted to like bring up is a lot of, like, for my personal experience at Fidm, I met so many amazing people. A lot of my instructors, for the most part, were really like, I really liked them a lot. Of course, there's some instructors that I had some problems with, but honestly, that's every college or any college that you go to. You're gonna have an instructor that like you're not really into, or that you feel like they're not really effective in teaching the course. But like I said, that's in any college that you go to, so I don't want to put that on my Fidm experience. Overall, I felt like it was 100% worth it, in the sense that I was really passionate about the beauty industry. I was extremely like dedicated and motivated to get my work done. There are students there sometimes that are not like fully dedicated, which, you know, it's on them. But I think if you're paying as much as you're going to be paying to go to Fidm, I mean, it would only make sense to really try hard to get good grades. There's a huge workload in all the classes, from general ed to like your major classes. It's definitely not like an easy school. That's something that like I just hate, because everyone's always like, oh, you go to like fashion school, you go to beauty school, whatever. But no, it's Fidm's an accredited university or college, whatever, but it's definitely a lot of work. Not only that, but like the majority of the projects, honestly, all the projects are group projects, so you're going to be working with a lot of groups, which Fidm really like wants you to be exposed to that, just because in the industry that we're all like wanting to work in, you're going to be working in group settings. So I think that Fidm really does a great job in like exposing you to things that you're going to be like exposed to in the workforce. And in terms of like career development and the career center, there's many opportunities for internships regardless of what major you're in. It's kind of up to you to take that step and speak to like your career advisor, or the head of your major. So that's really important. So for me personally, I did not do like on-campus housing. How Fidm does it is that they are in like alignment with like apartment complexes, and you have to pay a certain amount. You have roommates that you live in. I know that there's like rules that you have to like adhere by. I know people that did the whole like Fidm housing thing, and they didn't really have like great experiences. So if that's something, I know that a lot of the students do that the first like couple quarters probably, and then until they were able to find like friends to get an apartment together and be like roommates, and that's really what a lot of people do. Now to go over like the cost of Fidm. So Fidm is not a cheap school. Fidm's really expensive, but how I see it is that I see it as an investment for yourself and for your education. For me personally, you know, I wasn't really sure like what I wanted to go to school for, which is why it kind of took me some time. But as soon as I found out like what I wanted to do and like what I was passionate for, I fully committed myself to Fidm, to going to school there. And I live like an hour and a half away. A lot of people that go to Fidm, they live like hours away, or like not hours, but like an hour probably away, and a lot of people commute. I personally drove. I decided to condense like 4 to 5 classes that I would have each quarter into 2 separate days a week, so I was only going like twice a week. There were quarters that I was going like 3 times a week, which was really hectic. There are like opportunities for scholarships and grants and things like that. I actually applied for a scholarship my first year, which I was granted, and that honestly helped tremendously to help pay my tuition. So I would definitely look into that. The Fidm Scholarship Foundation was a great resource, and honestly all of the staff that works at Fidm is extremely helpful. I never honestly like met any staff, like a counselor or something like that, that was like rude or not helpful. I think that everyone there was super helpful. Something else that I wanted to bring up is that Fidm has really great like study tours that they offer. Obviously it's not free, but I went to the San Francisco beauty tour, and that was such a great experience. We were able to meet with brands like Benefit, Sephora headquarters, I can't think of more at the top of my head because it's been a year since I've gone, but it's such a great experience. So I think that if you are going to Fidm, you should really look into the type of study tours that they offer for your particular major. I would say they're 100% worth it, just because it exposes you to like what your job field is gonna be. You get a kind of like an insight view, which is really cool, and also it exposes you to networking. Fidm really tries to like instill that networking is super important and kind of like gives you multiple opportunities to do so. Also gone on like school field trips, I guess you would say, where you go to like a manufacturer, for example, and you get to see like just like the overall process on manufacturing products and things like that. So it's super cool. Like I said, a lot of the things that I learned at Fidm is not something that I would be able to learn anywhere else. So for that reason is why I think that Fidm is what it was honestly a great experience for me. People ask me all the time, is Fidm worth it? Is Fidm worth it? And I 100% think that Fidm is worth it. I know it's a really expensive school, but you have to look at it as an investment towards you and your future. And like I said, if it's something that you're passionate about, it's going to be 100% worth it. All right, so something else I forgot to mention is that how Fidm is worked out. So there's 4 campus locations in California. There's obviously the main campus, which is Los Angeles, San Francisco, Orange County, San Diego, and there's also a location in New York. The main location obviously is the one in Los Angeles, and that's where you can take like the beauty program. Not all the programs are offered in every campus, so that's something that you should really look into. So it definitely goes by really fast, but like I said, it's something that like I prefer rather than a semester system. Even though you are going to be in class for like 3 hours, it's pretty heavy, but it's definitely not something that's like impossible to do. You are going to be having a lot of homework, just like any university, and it's to make sure that you get like a good grade if that's something that you care for, which you should care for if you're spending that much money for school. It's obviously important to study, to set time aside and do your homework. But anyways, so related towards the beauty program, there is the 2-year, which is you're going to be graduating with your associates, which is just what I finished. And there's an opportunity for a 3rd-year advanced beauty program, and then there's the 4-year bachelor's program, which you have to do the AA first and then continue on with your bachelor's if that's something that you want to do. For me personally, I don't think I'm going to be doing the bachelor's program. Just a personal choice. I know a lot of like my friends are going to be continuing on their education to go towards their bachelor's degree for the beauty industry, which it's a great opportunity because it includes in your tuition a trip to New York where you can basically present like a project to top name brands like Smashbox, NARS. Once again, it's a great opportunity. I think really what you're paying for to go to school at Fidm, it's for a lot of things really, but definitely Fidm does do a great job in providing a lot of resources for their students. And something that I'm like looking forward to is just working with a career center to be starting to look for a job. So I'll keep you guys updated with how that's going. Like I said, it's been a little weird just because of the coronavirus. I'm currently like in quarantine here at my house. I haven't really been leaving the house much, so it's definitely different right now than for any other quarter. But anyways, I think that I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this video. If you guys think of any other questions, just leave them down in the comments down below. I just want to finish off this video by saying my overall experience at Fidm was pretty great. I 100% recommend going to Fidm if that's something that you're interested in, if you're passionate about the major, and if it just aligns with your lifestyle, I guess. Fidm is not like the overall like traditional college experience, but definitely it's a great like way to get into the industry that you want to get into. You can meet a lot of cool people, make a lot of connections, and develop yourself to be the person that you want to be in the workforce. I met really cool people. I've had amazing professors that I will like never forget. I've learned a lot of great things that I would have never learned anywhere else. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!